Hi beautiful people, you welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'll be taking us on how to calculate our flex. Okay, so I decided to drop this as a video, a short video, before we move to the illustration of how to cut it. Now you should know that we have different type of flare. Okay, we have we have 90-degree flare, we have 180-degree, we have 360-degree, we have 1044, we have 720, like that. So the degree of your flare determines how full the flare will look like. Now there is something we call radius. When you are calculating for a flare, for you to know what you use to remove the circumference of where your flare is going to be fixed, now you have to know the radius of what you have. I've talked to couple of some people why they'll say I just guess that okay my waist should be 5 and you don't get you don't guess. You have to calculate and know the radius that you're going to be using to remove your flare. Okay, so let's get started. So first thing you have to note is um here we'll be doing little calculation in mathematics. You have to know your circumference. Now the formula for calculating the circumference of a circle, so look at my paper. So we have a formula for calculating the circumference of a circle here, which is circumference. C represents circumference, 2 pi r. Pi is a constant, which is always 22 all over 7, or you use 3.14. And the radius is what we are going to be looking for here. Now the circumference represents our round measurements. Either you are cutting the flare for your for your waist, so the circumference there is going to be your waist circumference, okay, or your waist round measurement. If you are using it for maybe a sleeve, then your C here will be representing the circumference of where you are fixing the flare to. Okay, so if I'm using my waist, let's assume my waist circumference, my waist round measurement is 28. So the circumference I'm referring to here is going to be 28. If your own is 35, your circumference here is going to be 35. Okay, so let's assume I'm working with waist 28, which is my waist. So my waist is 28. I already know the value of pi to be 3.14. So the only value I don't know here is r. So my C is going to be 28. My pi is going to be 3.4. Remember I said this is a constant, so the only value I don't know here is the r. So let's just replace this value back to the formula. So our C is equals to 28 equals to 2 multiplied by 3.4 and 14, 3.14, then multiply by r. So because we don't know this r, the r is what we are looking for, so we are going to make this r the subject of formula. So if this r is coming back to this place, we are going to have r equals to 2 multiplied by 3.14 all over 28, which is my circumference. So my r now will be equals to 6.2, no sorry, it's going to be r equals to 28, the circumference now, all over 2 multiplied by 3.14. So my r is going to be equals to 28 over 6.28. This is going to be giving me around 4 point something of 5 inches. Okay, so whenever I want to cut the radius of my cycle, I'm going to use this radius. Okay, whenever I want to cut a flare, I'm going to use this radius. So for you not to be going through this formula, whenever you want to cut a flare for any customer, let's assume the waist is 38 inches. Just say 38 divided by 6.28. That is the 6.28 we are able to derive from our formula. You don't have to go through the calculation over and over again. Okay, let's assume your own waist is 30 inches. For the customer you want to calculate flare for, just divide it by 6.28. I went through all these formulas so that you'll be able to note where we got this 6.28 for. You won't be asking why do we have this 6.28. So whenever you are calculating a flare for a customer, how you get your radius, just divide the waist by 6.28. Now let's assume my waist is 45. please always remember to add allowance to it. I can just add 1 inch allowance to it to make it 46 divided by 6.28. That will give you the radius of the circle. Okay, so I'm going to post another video on how we're going to do, how you're going to use this radius that we just generated to cut out your flare. See you in the next video. Thank you.